So, you want another guide, eh? You finished the campaign and saved Kairos, and now you're asking the question of, what the hell do I do now? So Borderlands 4 has scrapped the old New Game Plus system that they had in the previous titles in exchange for Ultimate Vault Hunter mode. UVH, or Ultimate Vault Hunter, has 5 total levels, for now. Each level increases enemy health and damage, as well as giving them additional challenging modifiers, but correspondingly increase loot rarity chance and exclusive firmware. To increase your UVH, you're going to have to complete specific challenges, like killing bosses, or completing some world events and then at the end, completing a story mission, named a Wildcard mission now, that has been spiced up by giving all the enemies additional modifiers like extra health, elemental resistances, and so on. This video is going to run you through how to unlock each Ultimate Vault Hunter level, as well as the locations for each of the activities / mini bosses that you're going to have to sternly talk to and, unfortunately, murder. So, as common sense may dictate, we start with the first UVH level. Right after you finish the campaign, you're going to find Lilith in Moxie's bar, leaning against one of the chairs, looking all suave-like, long hair flowing majestically in the wind. Anyway, talking to Lilith will kick off the quest to start getting into your first UVH level. While this one isn't as involved as subsequent level grinding, there's still a few things that need to be done. These quests you have to do are fairly self-explanatory, but I'll explain anyway. So for quest 1, Ultimate Vault Hunter, Zane's firmware, you're going to have to go to a firmware station to learn about the newly added firmware system in the game, which are more or less gear-specific annoyances from BL3 that can drastically change the way your build plays. If for some reason you haven't already found a piece of gear with a firmware on it, you're going to need to go out and find one. Find a boss that you can kill quickly, and soon enough you'll find yourself with a few firmware options. The second quest, Ultimate Vault Hunter Maurice's Bounty, will have you follow the waypoint until you find Maurice's Black Market vendor. This is another easy way to get legendaries, and every week, Maurice's Black Market will appear in a different location with a different selection of legendary gear. For this quest specifically, buy anything you want, and that's going to mark the completion of this quest. The third quest is going to have you learning about the new Moxie Big Encore system. You may already be familiar with the Encore system, but if you aren't, the Encore system is Borderlands 4's answer to boss farming. Instead of save quitting like you would typically have to do, the Encore machine, which is tactically positioned just before every single boss arena, can be activated to respawn the boss in real time, making farming a breeze. From an endgame perspective, the Big Encore machine rotates weekly for a new boss each week, giving a more challenging boss fight with a higher legendary drop chance. But at a cost. The Big Encore boss does more damage and has more health, so you'll need to be a bit more prepared than usual. And once you've all done that, the final mission to unlock UVH1 becomes available. A wildcard mission aptly titled Lilith's Wildcard Mission. Completing that is going to get you first Ultimate Vault Hunter rank. Great job, you deserve a firm handshake. One thing worth pointing out, in case you get stuck and unsure how to progress from here, simply look through the Challenges tab in the Mission section, and you're going to see a separate Ultimate Vault Hunter section. This section is going to outline all the missions you need to do in order to progress the ranks and makes things a little bit easier to know exactly what you need to do. But fear not, the rest of this guide is going to explain the rest of it as well, so onwards we march. Once you've gotten acclimatized to your first UVH level, it's time to start the upwards grind all the way up to Ultimate Vault Hunter 5. UVH level 2 has a prerequisite of completing a few world events, which we'll run through now. So for mission 1, the first of many, starts with eliminating Bio Bulkhead, who you can find in Synthetic Nave over in the Dissected Plateau in the Fade Fields. As an added bonus, the Bio Bulkhead drops a Waterfall Grenade, Budget Deity Pistol, and the Shokunai Throwing Knife. The second mission needs you to kill Bramblesong, who's hiding away in the Bittervein Auger Mine, which you can find in the Stoneblood Forest of Terminus Range. Bramblesong also drops a Convergence Shotgun as well, and the Disco Grenade Ordnance. The third mission requires you to kill the Bio-Armored Omega Thresher, who is the final boss at the One Slime Issue side mission in the Dominion. Bear in mind, this quest is part of a chain and a follow-up to another quest called One Gassy Issue, so there's a bit of a grind to get through in case you haven't done this quest while you're doing a campaign playthrough. You can find the NPC that gives the mission in the Lakeside Properties area in the Fades district, and once you kill the Bio-Armored Thresher, he also has a chance to drop the Truck Sniper Rifle and the Bugbear Assault Rifle. The final boss you have to hunt down for mission 4 is our dear friend Sydney Pointylegs, who is the final boss at the Ripper Drill site in the Hungering Plains in the Fade Fields. From a loot perspective, Sydney drops us the Noisy Cricket Pistol, Disc Jockey Launcher Ordnance, and the Swarm Grenade. Once you're all wrapped up with the 4 prior hunting missions, go back to our friend Lilith and kick off the Wildcard mission Rush the Gate, which will have you running through the mission that ends up killing Idolator Soul, who drops a Dancer, Biorobot, Furnace, and Technomancer class mods, as well as the Golden God Shotgun, Onslaught SMG, and the Gore Master Shotgun. Completing this final mission will get you to Ultimate Vault Hunter level 2. Great job, a nice slice of cheesecake is on the way. Now, if you've been finding UVH2 a bit easy, then I've got good news for you, my friend. There's still 3 more levels you can grind through. As has become tradition, there's another 4 mini bosses for you to kill, and another story mission to do. The first mission needs you to kill the core observer, who you can find in the Blackline order bunker at the Hell in the Fade Fields. This weird contraption drops the defibrillator shield, bully shotgun, and the divided focus assault rifle. Your second target on the hit list takes you to an abandoned auger mine in the Cuspid Climb region of Terminus Range, where you'll have to kill Shadowbelt. Once you kill it, this angry dog has the chance to drop the Sparky Shield, Vermoose Sniper Rifle, and the Slippy Grenade Ordnance. For the third target on the hit list, we head over to another abandoned auger mine, this time in Trinket Crevasse, Ruined Sumplins, over in Carcadia Burn. The boss you have to kill here is Rock and Roller, who drops the AF-1000 rep kit and the Sandsaba Songbird pistol. The final target is Frank the Furnace and his band of merry men, who you can find in the Pitted Stain Ripper Jewel site over in the Fade Fields. Frank and his buddies drop the Chimurka Grenade, the Chuck Assault Rifle, and the Bloody Lumberjack Assault Rifle. To round out your final mission to get to UVH3 as always, head back over to Lilith and Moxie's bar, and get moving with the His Val Sanctum mission. Finishing this mission off will get you Ultimate Vault Hunter level 3, and the boss at the end, Val Lictor, drops the Undead Eye, Instigator, Generator, and Blacksmith class mods, as well as the Ruby's Grass pistol, Super Soldier Shield, and the Blockbuster Grenade. Keep up the good work, champ. You got a nice cold apple juice for your efforts. Now, UVH4 level 4. You're almost there, so keep it up. For mission 1, and for the very first target to kick things off, we need to hunt down Mimikron, the final boss at the Tipping Point order bunker at Idolator's Noose in the Fade Fields. If you choose to farm Mimikron, you can potentially get the Lodi Mad Lad Shotgun, the Complex Root Sniper, or the UAV Grenade. After killing Mimikron, the next task is to hunt down the Immortal Boneface, who you can find in the Old Scape Ripper Jewel site over yonder in the Cuspid Climb region of Terminus Range. If luck is on your side, you can hopefully get the Hellwalker Shotgun, Warpaint Rep Kit, and the Lucian's Flank Assault Rifle. Next, it's time to kill a big old elephant thing, who we also like to call Battle Wagon. You can find him in the Lowering March Ripper Jewel site in the Stoneblood Forest region of Terminus Range. Battle Wagon also has a chance to drop the Completion Shield, Bugbear Assault Rifle, and the Affinity extra large Sniper Rifle. The final mission, or final mini boss, that we have to kill is Skull Orchid, who's hiding away in the Embossed Vault Auger Mine, situated in the Grindstone of the Worthy, over in Carcadia Burn. This big old thing could drop the Roach SMG, Faulty Detonated Grenade, and the Oak Aged Cask Shield. Now, to put a bow on UVH4, go back and talk to Lilith, and work your way through her Flaming Vision wildcard mission and put it into Callus. From a loot perspective, Callus can drop the Escrimador, Skeptic, Illusionist, and Viking class mods, as well as the Kreen's Rest pistol and the Pandoran Memento shield. After finishing the quest, you'll have UVH4 level 4 unlocked. GG, well played. UVH level 5 time. You're so close, don't give up now. Now, getting to UVH level 5 is slightly different to the other UVH levels. It's a bit more difficult, but also significantly more straightforward. However, this doesn't mean that you can breeze through this by any means. Your build will have to be somewhat optimized unless you enjoy pain and suffering. Lucky for you, Mobalytics have you covered with a host of optimized builds for you that you can find in the description down below, and I'll put a link to that. Go talk to Lilith, and she's going to send you to clear out all 3 of the Primordia vaults, which are basically endgame dungeons with a shiny boss fight at the end. If, for some reason, you don't have any of the vaults unlocked or found, I actually have another guide on my channel talking about how to find all the vault fragments and get into those vaults, so the link to that will also be in the description, but I'll also have a link to the written guide as well in Mobalytics in the description down below as well. Now, once you get all that done, for once in her life, Lilith chooses to make things easy for you, and she'll teleport you directly into each vault once you speak to her to start each of the vault missions. So there's no need to find certain locations or fast travel or drive to locations like you had to do for previous missions in the other UVH levels. Yay for convenience. Now, Primordial Vaults time. As I mentioned, there's 3. Each vault has their own multi-stage mobbing sections, and all wraps up with a boss at the end. I'm not going to go into too much detail about each vault and the boss fights and all that, but I'll give some general tips for each boss, just so you aren't going in completely blind. For the Vault of Radix, as a general rule of thumb, Radix uses a lot of shock-based attacks, so equipping an armor shield instead of an energy shield isn't the worst idea, because of elemental resistances. Once you see the picture, you'll understand that Radix has a few different health bars. One is shock and one is armor, so bringing a shock weapon and a corrosive weapon to match the health bars will optimize your damage output. In order to maximize your damage further, focus on Radix's crit spots, which are located at their neck, glows orange and red so it stands out during the fight, pretty hard to miss. During the fight, there'll be areas of blue highlighted on the floor, which signals where Radix has got to strike next. Now, unless you want to go into fight for your life over and over, my professional advice is that you avoid those areas and keep dashing around while shooting Radix. Additionally, Radix also summons pangolins, which you can use as a second wind fodder should you need to. At the end of the fight, Radix has a chance to drop the Anarchy Shotgun, Adrenaline Pump Rep Kit, as well as a Teen Winch, Grenazerker, Forge Master, and Scientist class bots. For the second vault, Vault of Origo. The Origo boss fight follows a similar vein of Radix in that there's also multiple area of effects that requires dodging, and typically they're all marked on the ground prior to the attack to give you ample time to dash away and prevent yourself from taking damage. While Radix prefers to use shock-based attacks, Origo likes to use a combination of shock and incendiary attacks, depending on the stage that he's in, and there's visual cues so you can figure it out. Origo's crit spots are the bright orange or blue, depending on the stage of the fight, spikes running down their back, so focus on that area to maximize your DPS. Whittle their health down and hopefully you get blessed with the Bottle Lightning Launcher Ordnance, KS and SMG, What's Within a Shield, or the Buster, Atomic Driver, Spirits, or Shatterite class mods. For the final vault, we have Inceptus, and this one is a bit more mechanically involved than the other ones. Inceptus prefers a flurry of corrosive based attacks, and he makes finding your crit spots a little bit more challenging this time around. During the fight, you're going to have to grapple armor segments on their body to pull them off and expose the crit spots underneath, which obviously you can focus on for extra damage. While other bosses make it a bit more straightforward to dodge their area of effect attacks, there's a bit of a different healing phase that Inceptus has. So during this healing/cocoon phase of the Inceptus fight, the entire floor floods with acid, so grappling onto the floating platforms is critical to avoid taking damage. During this healing/cocoon phase, Inceptus can also heal, so make sure that you're shooting the bulbous growths on the cocoon to deal extra damage and stop the healing process. Killing Inceptus will land you, potentially, the Ravenfire Launcher Ordnance, Extra Medium Shield, Husky Friend Shotgun, as well as the Philanthropo, Elementalist, Avatar, or Reactor class mods. Cruise your way through all three of these vaults, and you'll find yourself with the final mission to get to that coveted Ultimate Vault Hunter level 5. And now you're at the final stretch. Timekeeper's being a pain in the ass, go kill him. Speaking to Lilith, we'll kick off the Timekeeper's Auto Wildcard mission. It's very straightforward. It's a 2-phase boss fight, and each phase drops different loot, but hopefully you can find yourselves the Timekeeper's new shield, Symmetry Sniper Rifle, Star Helix Assault Rifle, or the Borstel Ballista Sniper Rifle. Wrapping up this quest and finishing it off will grant you Ultimate Vault Hunter level 5. And after long last, you've done it all. You've climbed to the very top of the Ultimate Vault Hunter levels. You deserve a pat on the head, and dare I say it, maybe a second. Well done. You can finally rest. For now. Now, this is a summary of the first 5 Vault Hunter levels. Now, as I said at the start of this video, Gearbox is going to be rolling out more, so expect an update to this. And there'll also be a link to the written guide of this video as well in the description down below on the Mobalytics website, so if you're keen, go check that out. If you have any questions, let me know. Feel free to join the Discord if you want to have a chat about these sorts of things, and if not, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.